Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 2. The topic we are going to discuss is how can putting off school time influence the sleep of high school students. Whether you have already been a high school student or not, you must agree that when you don't have enough sleep, you can do things as well as usual. Our group members all have the experience of not sleeping enough in high school. As the issue of putting off school time is well discussed recently, we decide to talk about it. First, let's talk about the definition of sleep. In dictionary, sleep means to rest with the eyes closed. In sociology, it's identified by a person's brainwave. There are five normal wave patterns: delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Gamma wave has the highest frequency. The wave pattern is beta during awake. When the person is getting drowsy, the wave gradually changes to alpha. After falling asleep, there are two phases of brainwave, including non-rapid eye movement, known as an REM, and rapid eye movement, known as REM. An REM includes alpha, delta, and theta wave. In the phase, the body functions start to repair. People get into deep sleep during an REM. The wave in REM is similar to delta, but the sleeper is difficult to arouse. In this phase, when dreams usually happen, REM is important for memory and learning information. Two phases circle Two phases cycle four to five times every night. Each cycle is about 90 minutes. And the sleep and arousal is controlled by brainstem and hypothalamus. Having enough sleep is important to our body functions, memory, and mental health. Lacking of sleep will impair the immune system. The cognition ability will be less effective and the memory will be hard to retain. More severely, it may lead to mental illness and even death. Sleeping to us is as important as food and water. Next, we want to introduce the needs of sleep hours for each age group. You can say that the part of the blue box in the right picture clearly indicates the time each age groups should sleep every day. Beginner around 4 months of age babies fall into a more predictable sleep schedule and take more consistent naps each day. And uh, and we can see the ideal sleep for children from the age of 6 to 17 to adolescents should fall within 8 to 11 hours per day. Last, adults over the age of 18 should sleep 7 to 9 hours a day. And this page is talking about the current state of sleeping in high school students and adolescents. The following two figures fully demonstrate that about 70% of adolescent high school students do not meet the ideal sleep needs due to a large-scale survey of data. This may be related to personal habits and school exams. It is difficult for most students to make good use of their time to study. To complete the task within their assigned time or some bad habits that waste time lead to delaying precise to lead to delaying precious sleeping time. And we think the solution is to do a good job of time management and try to get enough sleep every day so that you can be more focused and more energetic when you are doing anything. And next, we are going to talk about the difference between East and West. Many people say the education in the East is mainly about taking exams, and exams will be the first priority, while in the West, students focus on the all-round development of morality, intelligence, and psyche. Why is there such a statement? I take China and the United States, two countries which people think a lot of different for examples to compare. Judging from our theme, the timetable for both schedules start at about 7 or 8 in the morning. So is the class time needed to be postponed? There are some issues we can discuss. Western high school have about 4 to 6 classes per day, so students have a lot of time for self-study or participating in other activities. And the school has many clubs, such as badminton, study touring, cooking, or social aesthetic or design, something like that. And there are also many learning clubs. That is to say, after completing the basic subjects, high school students have more time to control and can choose some subjects that are interesting. At the same time, the arrangement on the timetable is more autonomous, and students can have more time flexibility to study and to rest. On the contrary, the subjects prescribed by Eastern High School are basically full of time, and the choice of subjects lacks autonomy. The motivation to study will be reduced. Also, students have to spend extra time for tutoring. These reasons will be further compressed to sleeping time, like this picture. Okay. And next, we're going to talk about the possible impact of the consolation of self-study before formal class. And we will divide this part into 2 points. The first one will be the positive effect, and the second one will be the negative effect. And let's talk about the positive effect first. Increase sleep time to improve learning efficiency because early self study is often diverted to quizzes. Students must sacrifice sleep time to prepare last night, which greatly affects the spirit of class the next day. And second, it can make students to have more time for self-arrangement. Without early self-study, students can not merely avoid being late due to living far from school and inconvenient transportation, but having time to eat breakfast at home. And the third one will be effectively prevent teachers from using early self-study to have extra classes. Sometimes teachers often add classes in early self-study because they want to catch up with the schedule. But students are generally in poor mental state and often lack concentration in the early morning. Therefore, the learning effect will be greatly reduced. And let's talk about the negative effect. The first one will be of the school academic work lacks sufficient time to publicize. Every school has public activities such as friendly campus, traffic safety, drug hazard prevention, or something else. And the best time is early self study But I think these activities can also be publicized in the spare time of students, such as lunchtime and so on. And the second negative effect will be if we cancel early study, it will cause an inability to make students develop the habit of morning reading. The original intention of early self-study is to use the morning period to allow students previewing or review their homework by themselves, so as to make their brains gradually operate, which can effectively prevent students from learning new things when they are in poor mental state just after waking up. It is also good for students to directly enter the situation during class through review and preview. But at present, the common morning self-study in school is usually to arrange quizzes and assemblies, which is against the original intention of early self-study. Okay. And here comes the conclusion. Above the introduction to sleep and the importance of sleep as for students, and we especially discussed the impact of counseling the early self-study in Taiwan, which deals with the problems of students not getting enough sleep. Let's review the issue in three dimensions. First, we mentioned many advantages for getting enough sleep, like maintaining the body function, effectively keeping the memory, taking good care of the mental health, improving cognitive function, strengthening the immune system, and keeping away from mental disorders. We thought that the last 2 points are the significant ones because the pity was there that so many students, including insecure students, suffer from that, deciding to over their lives. If the simple action is taken, getting enough sleep, the suicide rate of students may decrease. Second, as for the students, there are the high propositions 70% of adolescents don't meet the ideal sleep time, which may cause negative physical and mental development. This may be owing to personal habits or the excess burden of academic matters, but as we mentioned, Eastern high school students are basically full of time, and the student usually lack of the choice of subjects. Plus, most of them have to spend much extra time to attend cram school. Those compressed the sleeping time, especially for Taiwanese students. Next, so if a policy is applied, consoling the early self-study, what would change? There are definitely more time for students to make self-arrangement or to make more complete preparation for examinations. There is also more time to attend extra activities, which certainly help students to explore their career interests or personal ambitions. That's all. We think that sleep is extremely important and hope everyone can get enough sleep to indirectly create a better life. At the same time, we agree to counseling the early self-study and assuredly believe the student can arrange their time well to be the owner of time. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.